Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, Bashem Rakak Wadash. My name is Yakaba from Plain Tables Camp in Philly. Since the war in Ukraine, the Russians, Gog and Magog in the Bible, trying to get an upper hand economically, because I believe their currency is more people pulling out of holding their currency. So what Russia said they were going to do was, from now on, trade oil or gas in the Russian currency, the ruble, so they'll have to hold the currency. So the currency becomes more valuable the more people hold it. I'm not a currency expert, but I think that's how it goes. Now it says, the G7 rejects Russian demand to pay for gas in rubles. All right. It says the minister added that payment in rubles is not acceptable. That the nations will urge the companies affected not to follow the demand voiced by Russian President Vladimir Putin last week. On Monday, the Russian president ordered the government, the central bank, and Gazprom Bank to develop the necessary tools to switch all payments for Russian natural gas from unfriendly states to rubles starting March 31st. So, unfriendly states, I guess, all the states that are supporting resistance in Ukraine. All right. This includes countries that have targeted Russia's financial system and seized its foreign reserves in response to the crisis in Ukraine. So I don't know if Russia is going to stick to it, but they're saying if you want Russian gas, you have to pay in rubles. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that Russia will stop shipping natural gas to countries rejecting the demand. So I don't know how serious they are on this order. It's an order. So I'd like to see how that's going to turn out, because that's going to be a catastrophe if the Russians turn off the gas. And another article also, same thing. It says Mark 13 and 7. It says, and when you should hear of wars and rumors of wars, and that's the thing, they're saying, well, if you turn off the gas, that's going to be direct act of war. Be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These things are the beginning of sorrows. So in other words, just because war breaks out doesn't mean that's the end of the world. The end is going to come when the missiles start flying. Because Yahushua said it. He said, wars are going to be fought. All right? But the end is not going to happen until that nuclear fire comes. All right? Well, when the Lord returns. When the Lord returns, that's when the end is going to come. Because simultaneously, while Babylon, America is being destroyed, Yahushua is going to deliver the elect. All right. Something down here, it says, and the gospel must first be published among all nations. All right. That's when Yahushua is going to make a simultaneous return. All right. Once the gospel is spread amongst the whole earth, which is the Israelites and the heathen being warned about second coming of Yahushua. All right. That was pretty much the point I want to make there. Go back to this another article. It says ABC News, Germany G7 rejects Russian demand to pay for gas in rubles. Germany's energy ministry says the group of 7 major economies have agreed to reject Moscow's demand to pay for Russian natural gas exports in rubles. All right. It says Robert Habeck told reporters that all G7 ministers agreed completely that this would be one-sided and clear breach of existing contracts. He said officials from France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada met Friday to coordinate their position, and that European Union representatives also were present. Well, isn't seizure of assets a breach of contract? Well, I don't know. The United States and these European countries, didn't they break some contracts, pulling out of agreements they had with Russia? I mean, does the contract say except if war breaks out? Don't my belongings. They said assets were seized. I'm sure it's not in the contract that if war breaks out, or maybe it might be. If you go to war with with another country, we have the right to steal all your money. I'm sure that's not in the contract. I'm sure they wouldn't sign a contract like that. All right. Now it says payments in rubles is not acceptable, and we will urge the companies affected not to follow Russian President Vladimir Putin's demands. Let's go down here. Economists said the move appeared designed to try to support the ruble, obviously, which has collapsed against other currencies, meaning, it's worth less. It's still in use. It's worth much less against other countries since Putin invaded Ukraine on February 24th, and Western countries responded with far-reaching sanctions against Moscow. So if they put sanctions against Moscow, well, Moscow has to in turn fight back. But some analysts expressed doubt that it will work. Asked by reporters early Monday if Russia could cut gas supplies to European customers if they reject the demand to pay in rubles, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said in a conference call that we clearly aren't going to supply gas for free. In our situation, it's hardly possible and feasible to engage in charity for Europe, Peskov said. That's a bold statement. So I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, because if this is true and they're not going to convert to rubles, Europe, and they're not going to pay for gas in rubles, they're not getting gas. So we just got to wait to see if the Russian government is serious about that, or if the European countries are serious about not paying for Russian gas in rubles. So this could spark something, Anything could happen. Any country could get riled up and say we can't get gas. We got to maybe attack another country. Maybe NATO might do some type of provocation to attack another one, or to attack maybe a Russian ally. I don't know, but that's if you were in Europe, I mean, it's just possibly could spiral out to be very catastrophic. So we'll just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Let's I think I got that off from there. Well, eventually something's going to break. Something's going to happen that this Ukraine crisis is going to escalate into something else, and this gas issue might be that thing. All right, now I don't know how Ukraine pays for their gas. All right, so I think I found this article. This is Financial Post. It says Russia warns of bankruptcies globally if countries refuse to pay rubles for gas. Gazprom has 4 days left to work out how to move billions of dollars in sales. So I guess the 29th or the 30th is the deadline. Today's March 28th. Says Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered Gazprom to accept payment in rubles for its natural gas exports to Europe and has a behemoth 4 days left to work out how to move over billions of dollars in sales, the Kremlin said. This article was March 25th. So he made that statement. It's going to end this month. According to what Vladimir Putin is saying, everything must be in rubles unless he somehow just changes his mind at the last minute. By the end of this month, if they receive dollars, they're not going to send. They're cutting the oil off and whatever. Maybe they have a grace period for non-payment. I don't know. Consider that also. There may be a grace period for non-payment, but according to what the government's saying, the Russian government's saying, they're not giving Europe gas for free. That's the hard line. So this could spark, a war. Just like NATO getting closer and closer to where Russia doesn't want on their borders of Ukraine. Spark the war. So again, the war doesn't mean it's the end, but you're very close. When that nuclear fire comes and the angels come, that's the end. All right? When we see those angels, and we know, oh, okay, the nuclear fire is coming very soon. All right? And we do expect the angels, the chariots of Israel, to make their appearance to protect the elect of Israel. All right, we do expect that. All right, so hope this was edifying. Shalom.